Hey everybody, welcome back to Jackson Jet Setting for another cruise ship tour. Today we're checking out the Navigator of the Seas. It's one of Royal Caribbean's Voyager class vessels sailing from Los Angeles, California for the foreseeable future on 3-night and 4-night itineraries. I sailed her on a 3-night itinerary. So let's start the tour over here on deck 13, which is where Navigator Dunes is towards the forward part of the vessel. I've had a chance to mini golf on many ships this year. I felt like this was one of the best themed. It even impressed me a little bit more than Disney's Disney Dream mini golf, so that was pretty cool. They also have some fun misters over here that you see over to the right, but lots and lots of fun theming over here, and a nice 9-hole course in great shape. They used real golf balls, which I find very important. I've noticed that. Some vessels are not using like real golf balls. It just doesn't feel right to me. I get the point that they kind of go all over the place, but I'm a golfer, so kudos to Royal Caribbean for using real golf balls. Quick plug for the channel, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe if you love cruise content. I also do a lot of resort tours and flight reviews. If you love travel, this is the channel for you. So now we're gonna make our way down to deck 12. I loved Navigator's whole design. It was very easy to get around the ship. Compared to other ships that I've been on this year, it's just such an amazingly designed ship. I realized this is why they were just so revolutionary for the cruise industry. I haven't sailed on anything larger on Royal Caribbean, but I'm excited to do so because I just love the Navigator. So we're gonna walk over across the jogging track and go to the top level of the Lime and Coconut, which is the ship's pool bar. Great theming. There's some fun cabanas around the pool as well. I don't believe those were for rent on my cruise, but I think that was originally the plan. But with COVID and everything, I don't think that they were making people pay an extra charge for those. But a fun place to hang out right there. Just a little mini deck. And we'll keep walking down on deck 12. So now we're gonna walk inside here on deck 12 and check out the Vitality Spa. Was able to do a spa tour as I always do on my embarkation day, just to check out the spa facilities, see if there's any deals. I always enter the spa raffle. You never know if you're gonna win. Seem to be pretty lucky with those raffles, so I like to enter them. And I did a little tour here, so wasn't super impressed with anything here. I feel like this is one part of the ship that's definitely lagging and could use some work. You know, a lot of ships nowadays have big, solariums with areas to chill out, usually co-ed, so if you're traveling with your wife or your partner, you can hang out together. This didn't have that, so definitely a knock there, and I know that it's very popular with people, so just note that if you are looking to sail on the Navigator, that's not available. Of course, what they do offer are treatments. Not really a deal compared to land, minus the taxes, I would say. Always look on your sailing though. They may have at sea or port day specials, so don't accept the first price. There's usually going to be some sort of discount down the line or first day special for booking, so definitely check that out if you're into the spa experience. Of course, there is a salon for any manicures, pedicures, haircuts, etc. So now let's check out the rest of deck 12. So we're gonna move back outside here. So while this deck may not be on the proper pool level, there are plenty of deck chairs. If this ship was full, might have some issues finding a deck chair, but that's kind of the way it goes on every single vessel. But plenty of room to spread out, at least on my voyage, so that was pretty cool. And you can see those cabanas over there to the left, and then you have the main pool over there, and we'll check out that deck in a bit, but you can see the band or the DJ right there playing. Band also plays there. And then you have a nice screen for watching movies and sports, but felt like the resolution on this screen was not quite as good as other ships I've seen. Now we'll head back up to deck 13 here and check out some of the sports deck, which is towards the aft part of the vessel. So this is a big activity area. There are a lot of things to do on the Navigator of the Seas, even though it's now really just the third largest of the class of ships, or really fourth largest of the class of ships that Royal Caribbean sails. You have a big sports court over here. You have ping pong tournaments. You have your rock wall right next to the funnel. And then you have two large water slides that they have added since I last sailed on a Voyager class vessel, which is pretty cool, and we'll check those out as well. And then we're going to make our way back to check out the Flowrider, which is the ship's own artificial wave, good for boogie board and even some stand-up surfing they have for advanced riders. So the two slides are called the Blaster and Riptide. Riptide uses those mats over there to the right. Then you travel headfirst down the slide. This thing hauls. It is awesome. And then the Blaster is an aqua coaster, so it goes up and down. Really, really special to have that on board a ship. Super, super fun. I was really impressed with the quality of the slides there, and you could do those all day if you were a kid or an adult who's a child at heart. And then you got boogie boarding going on there at the Flowrider. Near the Flowrider are some stairs down to a kind of secret deck called the back deck that adults may not know about, and it's also where the living room is, which is the teens club. So I love how they kind of hide away the teens, so they have their own space just to hang out. Super cool here. I was able to check this out on embarkation day during open house. Moving on, we're going to go check out more of the sports deck and then back down to deck 12. The climbing wall was open often, so you just climb up the stairs up to deck 14 technically, and you enjoy the rock climbing wall up there. That's all included in the price of the cruise fare, which is really cool. One thing I liked about walking indoors over here were the lighting and sound effects that were kind of like a crashing wave, kind of got you psyched out for some fun water activities. And here I'll give you my first view of the massive atrium on the Navigator of the Seas, going all the way down pretty impressive sight. And the glass elevators are really fun to ride up and down. So now we're going to make our way to deck 14, which is where the Cosmopolitan Club is. They serve some drinks in there, and then they also have trivia going on, as well as Izumi, which is the ship's Asian restaurant. They have sushi. They don't have hibachi on this ship. If you're doing the unlimited dining package, this is one of the included restaurants with that. So it's an upcharge, has great views, and really a pretty high quality sushi. I got to try it out. And up on deck 15, the only thing that's technically on deck 15 is the Royal Escape Room, which is the observatorium on this ship. It is $20 a person, but I think well worth it. Super fun. It's an amazingly themed room and a good way to burn an hour. So here's another look at the Cosmopolitan Club. This is also where the Suites Lounge is. So if you're in a suite, you have your own area. They have drinks at night during normal times, but I think they're giving out drink vouchers now during COVID. But you do have your own area that you can do some grab and go snacks. Really useful when the ship is really full. Now we're going to descend down to deck 12 again and check out the rest of deck 12. So we're still in port here in Los Angeles. Beautiful port of Los Angeles. I say that facetiously. And we're going to keep walking over to more fun, including some of the kids clubs. So this is Adventure Ocean. So this is for the kids that aren't quite teenagers yet. Plenty of things for them to do in here. Of course, tons and tons of activities. There were a lot of kids on their ship. Big, nice space. Cool indoor rock climbing wall over there, which is pretty unique, I think. And then a lot of fun areas to play video games, etc. So kids will not be bored there. And then around the same area is also the fitness center. So this is a space that maybe you don't use on a cruise ship, but it is available to guests, and they have a lot of new equipment. So pretty fun time over here, and I was pretty impressed with the size of the whole place. Also, right next to all those areas is the ship's arcade, which wasn't a giant room by any means, but gotta have an arcade on board. So crossing this terrifying bridge over the atrium, we're going to move from deck 12 down to deck 11, checking out some of the art. Millions of dollars of art apparently on board the ship. Definitely could notice the quality here. That's pretty cool. So now this is the main pool level, so this is where all your pools are. The Solarium Pool, which is adults only, we're going to walk through first. So this is still open air, but there's a lot of shaded sun spots. You know, if you want a view of the ocean, but you don't want to necessarily be in the sun, this is the place for you. 16 and over, I believe, are allowed in this area. And then you do have the Solarium bar there that's serving drinks. The towel stand is over to the left, and then the Patty Dive Center desk is to the right. So you do have to turn in your towels at the end of the cruise, or you get charged, I believe, $22. So make sure you do that if you're thinking of sailing. And here's another view of the honestly very pretty pool. Felt like they did a great job of making it feel a lot larger than it actually is, but plenty of room for people to spread out, get their feet in the water a little bit. There's a shot of the lime and coconut over there. And then we're going to make our way towards El Loco Fresh, which is the ship's Mexican restaurant. And that's free for all on embarkation day. At lunchtime, you saw there was quite the line. So you can get fresh tacos. They make their own tortillas, which is really cool. And this is located pretty close to the Windjammer, which is the ship's buffet. Johnny Rockets is an extra charge. It's also located on the pool deck. So if you do want a burger on the pool deck, you may have to be charged a little extra for that. If you're on the unlimited dining package, you do get a credit towards this. They also have shakes and alcoholic shakes. One little hack is those alcoholic shakes are included on the beverage package. So the Windjammer over to the left here, I'm going to show you after we take a look at the atrium. It also hosts Chops Grill as well as Jamie's Italian restaurant. So that was closed when I did this tour, but we're going to check it out when it was open. So the magic of editing over here. You have some nice hand washing stations to the left and right, and you have crew members that are encouraging you to wash your hands before you go to the buffet. And it was fun to have the buffet fully open nowadays, which is great. So you can serve yourself. During COVID, the first months, it was kind of served by the crew members, and it could slow things down, but we're back to almost normal here. So this is Jamie's Italian over to the left. If you do like to see how the cruise itself went, I do have my review video that will be up after this video. So if you're watching this, it will probably already be up. So check that out, and that will be in the comments. So Windjammer is pretty extensive. At breakfast is really the only time that I took a look at the Windjammer. You had all of your favorites. You had some healthy options. You had fruits. But, you know, lunchtime, there are plenty of options here. Desserts galore. Anything that you could want really is going to be here at the Windjammer. Of course, this is included, and it's open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that about does it for this deck. We're going to move down to deck 7, which has the library and card room. So even in these small little, mostly cabin decks, there is something for guests to do. So they really pack in a lot of stuff on the ship, which is really cool. And then down one deck is the future cruising desk. So if you want to book your next cruise on board, you can get some special deals here. Now we're making our way to deck 5, which is a pretty major indoor deck. So over to the right here, you have the dining room. I had the unlimited dining package, so I did not dine in the dining room this cruise, but a nice, huge facility located here, and it really did look very elegant. So if you're into the main dining room, awesome. You have this for you, so you can take a look. Nice and large, 3 decks. A lot of people can be packed in here. Now we're going to make our way to the Royal Promenade. So this is the thing that made the Voyager class ships just so successful. This was unheard of. It's a full street basically that goes down the middle of the ship indoors. You have inside cabins that actually have views onto the street, which is really nice. And then you have a lot of eateries and shops and bars. It's a big social hub for the ship. So over to the left here, we have our bar, which is just a typical bar. And then over to the right is going to be guest services, as well as the shore excursions desk. So if you have any problems on board, you can sort it out there. Here's more of that art in this atrium that goes down a few decks. So this isn't even the largest atrium on board the ship. Pretty crazy. So let's begin our tour of the Royal Promenade, but first taking a look at 3 decks worth of inside cabins with the Royal Promenade view. So you do have the internet desk on this side, then you have Regalia, which is a jewelry shop. You have the Port Merchants, which has various, high-end gifts and duty-free items. Then you have the Bamboo Room, which is really, really cool. It's kind of your tiki bar on board. Some really powerful drinks in there, really a lot of fun. Moving on, we have the Collection, another shop. And then we have the Cooper's Club, which is the pub on board, and they have live music at night. They have beers on tap, that sort of thing. And then across from that, they do have To Dry For, which is an extension of the spa, and it is like a really nice salon that's located more in the, hub of the ship. So that's really cool. It's kind of like your dry bar on board. The Casino Royale stairs take you down. There's other ways to get in the casino, of course, on the ship, but that's one way to do it. Pretty unique and pretty cool. You have some Coca-Cola freestyle machines there. Of course, the art gallery people trying to get you to buy expensive art that isn't worth the price. Never buy that art. Then you have the Cafe Promenade, which has Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It has specialty coffees. It has pizza at night. So they do have some food down here that is included. And then Playmakers, which is an upcharge. You do get a credit if you have the unlimited dining package. They have some really good American style food, your burgers, etc. And then now we're going to make our way to the Star Lounge, which is where a lot of the games at night are played. It's a nice kind of typical lounge with a small stage. Sometimes they do live music or karaoke in here. It's also where the Diamond Club is. So if you're a diamond or above, you can use that lounge and take some free drinks there under normal times. Now we're going to head down to Deck 4, which has more fun. So this nice little area has some shuffleboard. I believe it is a smoking section as well. But if you like this kind of promenade deck, which just kind of reminds you of the old days of ocean liners, it is available on this ship, which is great to have. Probably my favorite specialty restaurant on board was Hooked. I had a great surf and turf meal here for dinner. It's also open for lunch on sea days, I believe. So that's definitely an option there. And then the Schooner Bar, which they play a lot of trivia, make some great old fashions in there, and that's connected in to the casino, which we will walk through. This is Boleros that has Latin music at night. Super fun here. I know they've expanded this on other ships, but it's awesome to have just a little space right there. Another level of the dining room over there to the right. And then the ship's Starbucks. So this is not included on any beverage plan, but if you are a Starbucks nut, you can have your Starbucks, which is great. And then deck 3 has more of the dining room, of course. Small little art gallery that leads into Studio B, which is where all the ice skating happens, which is super cool. Very unique part about Royal Caribbean ships. I just love the ice skating shows. So that is an option for people on board. And then down on deck 2 is just a conference center. But I did want to show you my balcony cabin in case you are interested. I was on deck 8. Unobstructed. So let's check it out. So over to the right, you have a closet that you can put all of your hanging items. Even has some shelves, which is nice. Also where they put the life vests. Always important to find those just in case. And then let's take a look at the bathroom. Reasonable size, they had real doors, plenty of room in there. I'm about 6 foot, had no problems taking showers. Then of course you have your toilet and your sink. Shampoos and wash were right there, not in any sort of individual use bottles. Then you have a nice little desk there for getting ready. Those mirrors can open out and they have a little bit of storage in there too. You have a couch here, as well as a king bed that can expand into 2 queens, of course. And then what we all pay for, the balcony, so you can enjoy sailing, looking at the ocean here on your balcony. So overall, that is the Navigator of the Seas. Thanks a lot for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, feel free to subscribe. We're going to have more of this content coming. And thanks a lot.